This September, the biggest question in Apple rumors isn't just, when does the iPhone 18 Pro launch? It's this. Will Apple finally unveil its long-awaited foldable iPhone, often called the iPhone Fold, and possibly branded as the iPhone Ultra, or will Apple delay it again at the last minute? Right now, the leaks are pointing in two directions at once. On one hand, multiple reports claim Apple has made a huge breakthrough that could let the iPhone Fold succeed where other foldables struggle. On the other hand, a new warning suggests the one component Apple refuses to compromise on, the Hinge, could still push the foldable iPhone out of the September spotlight. Let's break down the latest iPhone Fold rumors. What's reportedly going right, what's going wrong, and what that means for a possible iPhone Fold release date. First, here's the context. For months, many fans have expected Apple to use its typical fall event window to introduce a premium one more thing product, something that sits above the standard lineup. That's why the iPhone Ultra name keeps coming up. The idea is simple. Apple launches iPhone 18 and iPhone 18 Pro models as usual, then caps it off with a new ultra-premium foldable iPhone. But according to a new round of chatter from a frequent leaker, Apple may not be ready to ship the foldable iPhone alongside the iPhone 18 series after all. Earlier this year, one claim said the iPhone Fold had entered trial production. That's a major milestone, because trial production is where a company starts building small batches under real or near-real manufacturing conditions. It's not a casual prototype stage anymore. It's the phase where problems become obvious fast. Tolerances, durability, yield rates, and how consistent the final product really is. At the time, that same rumor suggested an October timeline, which already hinted the foldable iPhone might not be a day one companion to the iPhone 18 Pro launch week. And now, the leaker is doubling down, suggesting the foldable iPhone schedule could slip even further, if Apple can't lock down the Hinge. Now for the good news, because if you've been waiting for Apple to do foldables, the Apple way, this part is exactly what you want to hear. 1. Of the biggest complaints about current foldable phones is the crease. No matter how advanced the display tech gets, the fold line can still be visible in certain lighting, at certain angles, or after months of use. And Apple famously doesn't like launching products that visibly age in a way customers will notice. The latest claim is that Apple has essentially solved the crease problem. Not just reduced it, not just minimized it, but reached a point described as visually crease-free, and more importantly, stable over the long term. That long-term stability detail matters. Because it suggests Apple isn't just chasing a demo unit effect where a device looks perfect in a controlled environment. The goal is a foldable screen that stays smooth after real-world use, repeated folds, heat, cold, pocket pressure, and everything else a daily iPhone goes through. And if that claim is accurate, it lines up with other iPhone Fold rumors we've heard before. Apple is reportedly using a more complex display stack, including special layered glass and advanced bonding. Materials, basically a combination of glass, layers, and adhesive engineering designed to distribute stress and reduce the crease effect where the display folds. There's also talk that Apple wants the foldable iPhone to be more repair-friendly than you might expect, potentially with a modular approach to the display. That's not a small detail because foldable displays are expensive and repairs can be painful. If Apple can make the foldable iPhone easier to service, it could be a major competitive advantage and a smart way to justify an ultra price tag. So yes, the crease-free iPhone Fold dream may finally be real. But now the bad news, and this is the part that could delay everything. The same rumor thread claims the main bottleneck isn't the display anymore. It's the Hinge. More specifically, the Hinge reliability reportedly keeps failing Apple's quality control standards after repeated opening and closing. And if you think about it, that is exactly the kind of problem Apple would refuse to ship. A foldable iPhone Hinge can't just survive for a few weeks. Apple would need it to perform consistently for years. It has to feel premium every single time you open it. It has to avoid wobble, looseness, grinding, flexing, misalignment, and any failure that could damage the display. And it has to do that across millions of units, not just a few lab samples. The rumor also points to mechanical wear as the big concern, meaning the Hinge might look great at first, but degrade after heavy use. And for a foldable phone, heavy use is the default. People will open and close it constantly. Every day for everything. Messages, multitasking, video, photos, maps, and calls. This is also where another detail becomes important: the hinge material. Some reports say Apple is using a liquid metal hinge design. Liquid metal, often used as a term for amorphous metal alloys, can offer impressive strength and durability, and it can be molded with extreme precision. In theory, that's exactly what a foldable iPhone hinge needs. But in practice, the challenge is repeatability at scale and reliability over time. If Apple can't guarantee that every hinge meets the same tolerance, the same durability targets, and the same premium feel, then the foldable iPhone becomes a risk to Apple's brand in a way the company simply won't accept, and that's why the rumored delay could be indefinite depending on how serious the hinge issue is and how quickly Apple's engineering and manufacturing teams can solve it without sacrificing quality. Now, here's the part that keeps this story from being a simple, "it's delayed" headline. Apple still has time. It's only May. If Apple wants a September iPhone Fold unveiling, or even a later fall announcement with shipping afterward, the company has a few months to fix the hinge problem. And Apple is known for pouring resources into last-mile engineering when it believes a product is strategically important. There's also the possibility of a split strategy. Apple could still announce the foldable iPhone in September to control the narrative and build hype, but ship it later, possibly closer to December, once production is stable and the hinge passes the company's internal durability targets. That kind of approach would let Apple keep its fall iPhone event exciting while buying extra time for manufacturing. It would also match the broader rumor vibe we've seen before. The foldable iPhone may not be a walk into a store next week product. It may be a pre-order later, ship later product. So what's the most realistic expectation right now? Based on the current leaks, here are the 3 most likely scenarios for the iPhone Fold. Also known as the potential iPhone Ultra Scenario 1. Apple unveils the foldable iPhone in September, alongside the iPhone 18 Pro lineup. But shipping happens much later, possibly toward the end of the year. Scenario 2. Apple skips the September stage time entirely for the foldable iPhone and holds it for a separate event, like October, once the hinge is fully locked and mass production is more certain. Scenario 3. Apple delays the foldable iPhone beyond fall. If hinge reliability can't meet Apple's standards in time, even if the crease-free display is already solved, and that's what makes this leak cycle so intense. The biggest technical hurdle for foldables, the crease, sounds closer to being solved than ever. But the hinge, the one part you physically interact with every single day, may be the final gatekeeper standing between Apple and its first foldable iPhone launch. If Apple does pull this off, the iPhone Fold could instantly become the most talked about iPhone in years, especially if it truly delivers a crease-free display, a premium hinge feel, and the kind of durability Apple customers expect. So now the question is simple. Do you think Apple will unveil the iPhone Fold this September? Or will the hinge force a delay into October, December, or even later?